G'day, this is Scotty Tucker. Just having a quick chat about your landscaping around your pond. Now, if you want something really nice and really professional, then obviously engage a professional. But if you just want to do something yourself and you want to have a bit of a natural type of look landscape, so we're not talking formals or cottage gardens or anything like that, just a sort of bit of a native look to it, then what you want to do is make sure that you're sourcing materials from your natural environment, from your local environment. No, it doesn't make a lot of sense doing a desert sort of landscape if you're living in Tasmania. So just get local sort of stuff. But the key elements is your liner is the easiest thing to work with when it comes to landscaping a natural pond, because it gives you more freedom and flexibility in the shape of pond that you can do rather than a preformed pond. And then also your rocks and your plants. So when it comes to your rocks, I'd say the number one thing that you don't want to fall into the trap of when you're doing a natural native sort of style pond is don't go and do rocks absolutely everywhere, because it ends up looking like the Flintstones and it's not really a natural sort of looking pond. In Mother Nature, you don't generally see rock work all the way the edge around of a pond. You'll see it broken up with plants, you'll see it broken up with grass. So yeah, that'd be sort of just the first tip, is to not go overboard with the rocks. Absolutely, rocks make a fantastic addition to a pond, but it doesn't have to be the only thing that's there in a pond. Have a look at what's around in your local nurseries, or online if you can't find anywhere around your local nursery. Have a look at some of the plants. It's a good idea to get some submerged plants that are fully below water, some emergent plants that will pop their head up through the top, and some floating plants, whether that be the entire plant itself or just the leaves floating around on the surface. A good mix of plants. Don't go any more than about a third, because otherwise it can start choking your system. When you put your fish in there, you want to make sure that you get fish that are going to do well in the environment that you've created. That could be native fish, it could be goldfish, it could be koi if you're able to have koi, which are the big Japanese carp. But make sure you don't go overboard with your fish. You just want to have a sort of reasonable amount. You can watch our other video on how many fish you should have in a pond, but just have a reasonable amount so that there's not too many in there, they're not going to upset your plants. You just want to have a few fish cruising around and having somewhere where the eye can follow. Your waterfalls, again, just follow the same sort of rules with your waterfalls as what you would around the edge of the pond. With your waterfalls, obviously you're going to mostly make them out of rock, but break that up a little bit. Stick some plants in there. You can get some yogurt and coat the rocks with yogurt and let moss try and grow naturally. There are a few different things that you can do to try and break up the look so it's not so hard with rock. And put in some rocks in between the rocks. Don't just have a big straight waterfall barreling down. In nature, the water moves, it curves, make a little stream, plan a rock so that the water flows over and hits the rock and splashes out. So just be a bit creative with what you're going to do. That's about it. Just make sure that you're using locally sourced materials, put in a few fish and plants, balance out the rocks with different edgings. It might be grass, it might be plants. Most importantly, have fun doing it and get creative.